Sometimes your home just needs that one splash of color to wake the whole place up, and indoor flowering plants are honestly the easiest way to do it. You don't need a massive garden or a green thumb, just a few bright blooms on a windowsill can change the whole mood of a room. Lately, more people are bringing these plants indoors because they're low maintenance but still look like you put in real effort. And the best part is, many of them bloom for months, not days, so you get long-lasting color without constant work. Whether you want something bold, something soft, or something that instantly makes your space feel alive, there's a flowering plant out there waiting for you. In this video, we're walking through some of the most reliable, vibrant options that fit any style of home. So if your living room or bedroom feels a little dull, don't worry, you're about to find your next favorite plant. Let's add some color to your home the easy way. Agapanthus is one of those plants that instantly lifts the mood of any room with its tall, elegant clusters of purple or blue blooms, and what surprises most people is how well it adapts to indoor living when it gets just a few hours of bright, indirect light. It's a plant that actually rewards consistency, needing only moderate watering and well-draining soil to push out those striking flower heads that can last for weeks, sometimes even over a month. What makes it such a favorite among indoor growers is its ability to thrive in containers without getting fussy, plus studies show that flowering plants like this can boost your sense of calm and productivity by almost 15%, making it more than just decor. And here's the fun part, Agapanthus was traditionally grown in huge outdoor borders, so seeing it bloom indoors feels like bringing a mini botanical garden right into your living room, which adds both color and a little bragging rights when guests ask how you got it to flower inside. Blanket flower brings a burst of warm, sunset colors into your home with its bold red, orange, and yellow petals, and it's surprisingly easy to keep blooming indoors if you give it strong light. Around 6 hours of bright sun near a window can keep those flowers coming. This plant is known for its long blooming period, often pushing out new flowers for months, and it doesn't demand much beyond light, occasional watering, and a loose, airy soil mix. What makes it even better for indoor color is its drought tolerance, meaning it bounces back quickly even if you forget a watering or two, which is why many growers love it as a low-maintenance, high-impact pick. And here's something cool, blanket flower is actually used in pollinator gardens outdoors because of how attractive it is to butterflies, so having it inside gives your space that same lively, vibrant energy without the bugs. Million Bells is the kind of indoor flowering plant that instantly makes your space feel cheerful because it produces dozens of tiny, petunia-like blooms that keep coming almost non-stop when it gets plenty of bright light. It's one of the few compact plants that can bloom for 8 to 10 months straight indoors, and it only needs moderate watering plus a light, well-draining soil mix to stay healthy. What makes it such a reliable color booster is how quickly it rebounds from stress. Miss a watering, shift it to a new spot, it still keeps pushing out fresh flowers like nothing happened. And the fun part is its bloom count. Healthy Million Bells plants can produce over 1,000 flowers in a single season outdoors, and while you won't hit that number inside, it still blooms heavily enough to make your room look like you decorated it with confetti made of flowers. Celosia adds a bold, sculptural pop of color to your home with those flame-shaped blooms that look almost unreal, and it thrives indoors as long as you give it strong, bright light and keep its soil lightly moist but never soggy. What makes it such a standout is its ability to bloom for months, holding its vivid reds, oranges, and yellows far longer than many other indoor plants, and it stays compact enough to fit on a desk or shelf without taking over your space. It prefers warm temperatures and slightly richer soil, and when you get that balance right, it rewards you with those feathery plumes that turn even a simple corner into a focal point. The cool thing about Celosia is that its flowers are so long-lasting they're often used in dried arrangements, so having them indoors feels like keeping a live bouquet that refuses to fade, giving your home constant, effortless color. Black-eyed Susan brings that classic golden yellow burst of color indoors, and what surprises most people is how well it adapts to container life when it gets at least a few hours of bright, direct light from a sunny window. Its daisy-like blooms can last for weeks, and with moderate watering and a light, well-draining soil mix, it keeps pushing out fresh flowers that make your home feel warm and lively. This plant is known for being tough. Outdoors it handles heat, wind, and drought, so indoors it becomes almost effortless, perfect for anyone who forgets a watering here and there. And the fun fact that always impresses people is how Black-eyed Susan is used in natural landscapes to attract butterflies. Indoors it gives your space that same cheerful, energetic vibe, almost like capturing a bit of summer inside your home. ALLIUM instantly grabs attention indoors with its perfectly round, globe-shaped blooms made up of dozens of tiny star-like flowers, and it adds a clean, modern pop of purple that fits almost any room style. What makes it such a surprisingly good indoor plant is its low-maintenance nature. Give it bright light, water it lightly, and keep it in well-draining soil, and it'll hold those blooms far longer than most flowering plants. ALLIUMs are incredibly resilient, originally thriving in open fields and rocky slopes, so when grown indoors they barely flinch at temperature changes or missed waterings. And here's a cool fact, some ornamental alliums can produce flower heads up to 8 inches across outdoors, and while they stay a bit smaller inside, they still create that same dramatic, sculptural look that turns your space into a mini gallery. Verbena adds a bright, cheerful burst of color indoors with its clusters of tiny blooms that come in shades of purple, pink, red, and white, and it's one of those plants that keeps flowering almost non-stop when you give it plenty of bright light. Around 5 to 6 hours near a sunny window works wonders. It doesn't ask for much besides well-draining soil and moderate watering, and because it's naturally drought-tolerant outdoors, it stays impressively low maintenance inside too. Many indoor growers love verbena because it has a quick growth cycle and rebounds fast even after stress, so it keeps your space looking lively without demanding constant attention. And here's a fun detail, verbena is known to attract butterflies outdoors thanks to its nectar-rich blooms, so bringing it indoors gives your home that same vibrant, summery feel without any outdoor upkeep. Globe Amaranth brings a fun, almost playful pop of color into your home with its perfectly round, clover-like blooms that stay bright for an impressively long time, even indoors. It thrives when placed near a sunny window where it can soak up strong light, and as long as you give it well-draining soil and water only when the top inch dries out, it keeps pushing out new flowers without much fuss. This plant is naturally heat-tolerant and drought-resistant outdoors, which makes it incredibly forgiving indoors. Even if you miss a watering, it bounces right back. And the cool part is that its blooms are so long-lasting they're often used in dried flower crafts, so having them alive inside your home feels like keeping a set of colorful ornaments that refuse to fade. Fanflower brings an easy, breezy splash of color indoors with its unique half-circle, fan-shaped blooms that look like tiny folded petals scattered across trailing stems, and it thrives beautifully in hanging pots or on shelves near bright, indirect light. It's surprisingly low maintenance, just keep the soil lightly moist, give it good drainage, and it rewards you with steady blooms that last for months. Because fanflower is naturally heat and drought-tolerant outdoors, it becomes even easier to manage indoors, making it a great choice for people who want color without constant care. And the fun part is how its asymmetric flowers stand out from typical round blooms, so when guests see it, they often ask what it is, giving your home a stylish, plant-lover edge without you having to try too hard. Petunia adds instant, high-impact color to your home with its wide trumpet-shaped blooms that come in nearly every shade you can think of, pinks, purples, whites, yellows, even speckled varieties that look hand-painted. Indoors, it thrives near a bright window where it can soak up plenty of light, and with moderate watering plus a light, airy soil mix, it keeps blooming almost non-stop. What makes Petunia such a reliable indoor color booster is its fast growth and long flowering season. Some varieties can push out fresh blooms for 6 to 8 months straight. And here's a cool fact, petunias are one of the most popular flowering plants worldwide, with millions sold each year because people love how quickly they transform a dull corner into a vibrant, lively space, making them an easy win for indoor color lovers. Chrysanthemum brings a bold, full burst of color indoors with its dense, layered petals that come in everything from soft pastels to striking reds and yellows, and it's one of the easiest ways to make a room look instantly brighter. Indoors it does best in a bright spot with a few hours of direct light, and with lightly moist soil plus good airflow, it keeps those blooms fresh for weeks. What makes mums such a favorite is their long flowering period and the fact that they actually help clean indoor air. Studies from NASA's clean air research showed mums can filter toxins like benzene and ammonia, making them beautiful and functional. And here's the fun part, with more than 20,000 cultivars worldwide, chrysanthemums are one of the most diverse flowering plants out there, so when you bring one inside, you're basically adding a little piece of global floral history right to your living room. Coneflower brings a strong, uplifting burst of color indoors with its bold daisy-like petals and raised centers, and it's one of those plants that feels surprisingly at home in containers when you give it a few hours of bright light each day. Known for its toughness outdoors, handling heat, drought, and poor soil, coneflower becomes almost effortlessly low maintenance indoors, needing only moderate watering and a well-draining mix to keep blooming. Its flowers can last for weeks, and the plant stays upright and sturdy, giving your space a fresh, garden-like look without demanding much from you. And here's something cool, coneflower isn't just pretty, it's famously used in herbal remedies and wellness products, so having it indoors adds both color and a touch of that natural healing vibe that makes your home feel vibrant and grounded at the same time. COREOPSIS brings a cheerful, sunlit vibe into your home with its bright yellow, daisy-like blooms that look like little sparks of sunshine popping out of a pot, and it thrives indoors far better than most people expect when you give it a few hours of strong light each day. It's naturally drought-tolerant, so with well-draining soil and light, occasional watering, it keeps flowering steadily without asking for much attention. One of the reasons indoor growers love it is its long blooming season. Some varieties can flower for nearly 4 months straight, giving your home consistent color without rotating plants in and out. And here's a fun fact that surprises a lot of people. COREOPSIS is the official state wildflower of Florida because of how tough and reliable it is, so bringing it indoors feels like bottling a slice of warm, sunny landscape right inside your living room. Cosmos brings a soft, airy touch of color into your home with its delicate, daisy-like petals that seem to float above thin stems, and it thrives indoors when placed near a bright window where it can soak up plenty of light. It's one of those surprisingly low-maintenance bloomers. Just give it well-draining soil, water lightly, and it rewards you with wave after wave of flowers that can keep going for months. Because Cosmos is naturally heat and drought-tolerant outdoors, it becomes even easier to care for indoors, staying upright, cheerful, and full of blooms with minimal effort from you. And here's a fun detail: some varieties can produce hundreds of flowers in a single season outdoors, and while that number shrinks indoors, it still brings enough soft pinks, whites, and purples to make any room feel like a mini wildflower meadow. Lantana brings a bold, tropical burst of color indoors with its clusters of tiny flowers that shift shades as they mature, often starting as yellow, then blending into orange, pink, or red, making the plant look like a tiny sunset sitting in a pot. Indoors it thrives in bright light, and with well-draining soil plus light, consistent watering, it stays compact while still blooming heavily. What makes Lantana such a standout is its incredible durability. Outdoors it handles heat, dryness, and poor soil, so inside it becomes almost effortless, perfect for busy plant lovers who still want big color. And the fun fact: Lantana blooms are packed with nectar and are magnets for butterflies and hummingbirds outside, so bringing it indoors gives your home that same lively, colorful vibe without any of the outdoor fuss. And that wraps up our list of stunning indoor flowering plants that can add instant color, warmth, and personality to any room in your home. Whether you want something bold, something soft, or something that blooms for months with barely any work, there's a plant here that can totally reshape your space. If you found a new favorite or spotted a plant you want to try next, let me know in the comments. I love hearing what you're growing. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you don't miss the next one. Your colorful indoor jungle starts right here.